Hello, and today we're going to go through the publish step. Once I'm ready to publish an application, I'm going to hit publish here on the left-hand menu, and it's going to take me to the publish page. The first thing I want to do is decide how I want to publish my application, whether or not I want to go with iOS, Android, the web app, 2 of them, all 3 of them, whatever that may be. The reason why is because depending on what I select here, we have different publishing options. We'll start with the web app and we'll go from there. When I select web app, the only thing that's required is the app icon and some really basic app info, like the app name, the app icon name, what's new in this version. For most of the time, it's going to be a new publish or existing updates or maybe a new feature, the website for the business, the copyright, and as well as the industry type. Once I fill these fields out, I hit submit. I'm prompted for an email address, which we'll use Kathleen's email, and I'm going to hit next, and that's essentially how we publish this to the web application. In regards to Android, by selecting Android, I get a few more options in terms of what we need for publishing information. From app images, I need a mobile splash screen and a tablet splash screen. From an app info side, I need even less. I need the app name, the app icon name, the copyright, and the official website, and the industry type again. If I choose to publish my application for iOS, you'll notice the first thing here is that the More Options button comes out. This is where we select whether or not we want to enable the iPad submission for this particular application. With that in mind, I'm not going to publish this particular app to the iPad. A good example of some industries that would need an iPad would be like a restaurant, a retail store, potentially like an escape room or something to that effect where there's a lot of foot traffic, and maybe you want your app out there for a contest or to get people's email marketing like we talked about previously for the mailing list feature. So definitely something you want to keep in mind when you're publishing, as it's not an automatic option. You'll see here in terms of app images, I'm again asked for the app icon, the mobile splash screen, and the iPhone X splash screen as well. This is brand new as of our North Park source code, and this is a requirement because from North Park forward, which is version 50.0, our apps are support iPhone X capabilities, which means the splash screen will be a necessity. Now we have something called iOS screenshots. So this is pretty cool. We have a built-in screenshot generator that is really easy and simple to use. And we have it for your iPhone and your iPhone X. And should you select tablet, there will also be a tablet screen shooter. So let's take a look at how to take screenshots. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit the button that says take screenshots here at the bottom. And our app preview is going to load up on the screen. Once it fully loads, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take maybe a picture of the home screen. Most of the time, Apple likes to see the home screen and then a picture of what the menu looks like. So depending on your layout, if you're using the sliding or the tabs, I would take a picture of the home screen and then take a picture of the menu button on the sliding. And for the tab or the grid view, I would select the More button and take a picture there, just because those are pretty good things to kind of take pictures of. Now what you want to do with the last 3, you definitely want to focus on features that kind of move the revenue needle for the business that you're looking to publish the app for. So maybe I want to focus on the sign up feature, which I'm going to take a screenshot here. And I do believe that you do have the option to fill these out pre-fill, which will actually look pretty good on the screenshots as well. And then maybe I want to take a look at the gallery. Oh, there's nothing in there. So let's go to the events feature. Maybe I want to highlight the open house. I want to take a screenshot there. And that's all I want to do for this application. I don't feel that I want to add a 5th, which is perfectly fine. And then I'm going to hit apply. And what it does is it saves these screenshots automatically, and those are what gets submitted to Apple when you submit your application. Now, mind you, you can always choose your own screenshot. Plenty of clients decide to do custom ones. Just make sure that the screenshots are at least 180 by 1920 pixels in size. That's very important. So once I get my screenshots in there, I'm going to go down to app info. And you'll notice there's a lot more categories and keywords that we now need to pop in there. There's your app name, app icon name, app description, the keywords that you want to use for your app store search engine optimization, the website, the copyright, the description of the application that appears in the iTunes store, what's new on this version for this application, again, depending on if this is a first-time publish or if this is a republish or an update, you want to give some information there. The app category, as well as a contact email and a phone number, and then a default language and an industry type again. New to our GDPR release of North Park is this app price section where you can obviously choose to charge free or any number of dollar amount that's available. And then the availability, depending on where your particular app is going to be doing business. You may only want to select the certain territories that it's available in. So for example, if my real estate app is only going to be available in the US, I'm going to hit all to deselect all. I'm going to hit the United States. Which is right here on the left, and I'm going to hit done. And now when I go to submit my application for Apple, only one territory of 148 available is going to have it, which is good, and that's what I want. Now when we get to the rating section, this is where you need to answer some questions based upon whether or not your app contains the following. So cartoon or fantasy violence, that would be like videos of cartoons or any type of animation, fighting, drawing weapons, whatever it may be. Violence is a very broad term, but I think everybody generally gets the idea. Prolonged graphic or sadistic realistic violence, that's kind of a no-brainer. Realistic violence, profanity or crude humor, mature or suggestive themes, horror/fear themes, medical/treatment information, alcohol, tobacco, and drug use or reference, simulated gambling, sexual content or nudity, and graphic sexual content and nudity. Depending on how you answer these, we'll let you know whether or not your app is acceptable for the App Store. It also helps Apple rate your application appropriately for the age groups that need it. And then the last two is unrestricted web access and gambling or contest. Unrestricted web access means that at any point in the application, a user could essentially type in a search bar and search the entire web from your app. If you have a YouTube feature enabled, you will need to select yes, as this makes the app rating automatically 17 plus. And this allows for the rating to just reflect appropriately. Having a web feature in there that maybe has an address bar or whatever it may be, that's also another reason why you would choose unrestricted web access. And then gambling and contest, if you select yes, you definitely want to make sure that in anywhere where you mention the contest or gambling, that Apple has no role or responsibility in regards to the contests, the winnings, etc. That's a fairly common rejection from Apple if you do show a contest. And I would highly recommend Googling the Apple rejections and specifically look at the one that has to do with gambling and contest. I do believe it's in the 5s in terms of the rejection numbers. And that's really all you have to input from the publishing page. So again, I can choose these in tandem. I can choose all three, and depending on what I choose, again, the information is going to scale appropriately. So if I just want to select web app, again, I only have a certain amount of fields that I need to set up. With that being said, there is some additional information that you need to know from the publishing standpoint. And I'm going to refer to this really great screenshot that we have of from our support article labeled the Publish Step Overview. In here, it discusses the different publishing options as well as any required costs that are associated with it, as well as the publishing process. So for the web app, there is no developer account required and there is no publishing costs associated with the web application. Again, go to the Publish step, select web app, and then hit submit at the top right. You enter in your email. It's instantly sent to you within a few moments. For Android, there's a $25 one-time fee for the developer account, and this can take up to 24 to 72 hours to get fully set up. Highly recommend always setting up a developer account prior to when you're ready to publishing, just because sometimes those are the tricky things that sometimes you can get caught up on. There is no publishing cost for Android. And again, when you go to the publish step within your app builder, you're going to select the Android publishing option, fill out the below required fields, and then hit submit. And for Android, we actually email you the APK file, and then you are responsible for uploading the application to the Google Play Store yourself. For Apple, Apple requires a developer license of $99 per year per application that you're publishing. There are some exceptions wherein if you are publishing an application that you own the intellectual property to or the rights to, there are an exception where you reach out to our support team and we'll be more than happy to see if we can get that submitted under your existing developer account. But if you don't own the application or if you're publishing it on behalf of a business that you're doing work for, they're going to need their own Apple developer account. Apple is very strict about that, and that rule went into effect as of January 1st, 2018. So please be aware you will need a developer account for every app that you publish unless there is a strict circumstance where you own the intellectual property or the rights to that application. In regards to publishing for iOS, there's a one-time fee of $199 US. This fee is for the submission process only, and it ensures that your application gets published with Apple. Now, there's something called the Private App Store, and if you want that particular publishing option, please reach out to our support team. We'll be more than happy to help you get the licenses to be able to publish there. But they do require a developer account that is a $299 US per year cost, $299. It's a little bit more expensive, but your private app store does not get published on the iTunes App Store. It actually gets published on a private server, and only the people who get emailed the link by you are the ones who actually receive and have the ability to download the application. Typically, the private app store licenses are $99 per month per app. In terms of republishing, the PWA has a $0 republish cost, Android has a $0 republish cost, and the iOS has a $25 republishing fee. Outside of that, that is our publishing step, as well as an overview of all our publishing options. Should you have any additional questions, please let us know. Thank you so much.